10 live broadcasts that shocked the world. One time or another, you've probably experienced the interruptions that come up in between broadcasts. Sometimes it might be a malfunction on their systems, but other times it's the work of some sophisticated wizards who don't mind trouble by hacking the broadcast channels. Stay tuned as we piece through some of the most bizarre live broadcasts that have shocked the world. Number 10. Panorama Prank. Have you ever thought about how doomsday will take place? Many of us think about this day like the Big Bang Theory with a lot more fires. You might be laughing at this description of my Judgment Day, but you would be so amused if you were watching the TV when these people hacked the broadcast. They displayed their version of the apocalypse with a big mushroom boom, claiming that explosions were happening in certain regions. Some people were alarmed and called local authorities inquiring about this event, only to hear that it was a hoax. Notably, the pranksters weren't even keen on hiding their identity from anyone. Other people, however, were mesmerized by the art of the pranksters. It went viral like wildfire, but none of the culprits have served enough time for this outburst since 2007. Do you believe in extraterrestrial beings? The name that should stick in your mind is Vrillian, just in case aliens do manage to invade Earth. Number 9. Alien interrupts the broadcast. To think that alien talk is something that just came out from rumors of Area 51 would be incorrect, because seemingly these creatures have been in existence way back before even some of us were born. A good example is November 1977, when one of these beings named Vrillian interrupted broadcasting to warn us of the possible destruction of our world. They claimed that they'd been watching us just as we've been watching them. I think it was way freakier than I even make it sound, especially with that strange voice playing. Just take a look and you'll see what I mean. Number 8. Live shooting of reporter. Crime is so horrifying, and even scarier to think that we never know when we'll be the victims of it. Allison Parker and her cameraman Adam Ward sure didn't see this coming. When on their usual news reporting routine down in Virginia, there had been some riots happening on and off in the area. But it was safe to say that there wasn't any imminent danger that they had presumed. The police had done thorough checks and assured them of their safety. However, the whole world was shocked on the morning of August 26, 2015. They witnessed an unknown gunman fire at the two journalists and their interviewees. Unfortunately, Allison and Adam both lost their lives on the spot that fateful day. Their interviewee was lucky to escape with her life after a long surgery. Number 7. Max Headroom. The Max Headroom news broadcast is considered the most famous broadcast interruption. Back in 1987, as people enjoyed the highlights of the Chicago Bears versus Detroit Lions on their TV sets, they suddenly went blank. After a few seconds of nothing but darkness, a strange-looking man appeared, disrupting the broadcast. Yikes! What appeared as a man in a Max Headroom mask jumped from side to side. What made things look even more awkward was the corrugated metal in the background, which seemed to be moving in one direction. Besides jumping around, the man said nothing, except what the viewers claimed to be a pulsating sound and the thuds of his jumping. How far would you go to protest exaggerated cable rates? Leave it to Captain Midnight to show you how extreme it is. Number 6. Captain Midnight. Captain Midnight made satellite jacking a real thing. It's now punishable by American law. This was after he took to his hacking skills to express his disappointment of his cable rates. He later was charged by HBO. He aired his grievances amid HBO broadcasting, and it read as the video showed. This slanderous text was up for 4 minutes before a technician could gain back control and remove it. HBO wasn't happy with this and filed a complaint to the local authorities, who investigated the matter and caught the hacker. He was jailed and charged a fine of $500,000. Pretty sure his plan wasn't to give HBO more money than he already had. At least many viewers credited him for being a hero. Number 5. The Zombie Apocalypse. Who would have thought that their usual Steve Wilkos program would be seasoned with a bit more drama than usual? When a beeping sound started to enumerate from the background. You know, kind of like the one that sounds in Hunger Games. Yeah, rings a bell, right? Such a sound in real life means that there's a danger alert. It pops up on your screen, interrupting everything that fits you to read it. On this day, the alert warned of dead people walking out of their graves, and there was a zombie apocalypse approaching. Many people were scared and called the station to ask what to do, while others were busy asking for references on where to get holy water and salt in bulk. Note that the zombie apocalypse only happens in movies. There's never been any actual incidences of such a bizarre occurrence ever taking place in real life. An unusual request by a news reporter turns fatal. Up next. Number 4. News reporter shoots herself. Christine Chubbuck was a 29-year-old working as a news reporter in Florida when one morning she made a strange request to read newscasting before the daily broadcasting. She went ahead and covered 3 national stories and shootings before she made a shocking announcement. Without stuttering, she promised her audience a front row seat to a live suicide attempt. Thereafter, she pulled out a gun, aimed at her head, and shot. Everyone in the newsroom froze in shock, unable to believe that they'd just witnessed a friend try to take their own life. As quickly as they possibly could, they grabbed her and hurried to the hospital. She unfortunately succumbed to her injuries, and the station was left picking up the pieces of the horrific act. The last thing they did was read a note she'd written and left on her desk before the tragedy. Next up was a shocking news interruption that caused a stir at every dining table that night. Stay tuned to find out how it happened. Number 3. PG rating. The importance of watching the news is essential in every household to keep up to date with current affairs. And no wonder most of our parents forced us to keep up with the news. However, never has this obscene incident ever occurred before. The female news reporter was equipped with all the latest affairs and was ready to dish it all out. Everything was going smoothly until all of a sudden, the viewers' screens went black. What followed after was X-rated audio that sent many parents running to fetch the remote control. Only a few were lucky enough to turn to another station before their children heard the strange noises. The news broadcast must have certainly been hacked. Stephanie Jevanez, who was the news presenter that day, couldn't help hiding her stunned look as she came back on air a few seconds later on KRIS-TV. She was quick to apologize for the disgusting sideshow her broadcasting had received. After investigations were out, the KRIS TV administration issued a statement. They apologized for what had occurred and assured the audience that the perpetrators were already in custody. More shockingly, they claimed that the incident wasn't a hack, but a human error from their employees. The damage was done, and there isn't any way of telling if this station would ever recover from such an incident. And with that, it's now time for today's best pick. Today's photo was sent to us by a subscriber, so if you come across a photo online and you want to know more details about it, just send it over to us. We might even feature it in our future video. Number 2. Inappropriate scene on broadcast. Fitness is an important aspect of getting healthy and also helps free our minds of worry. Not everyone has a schedule that will allow them to swing by the gym every day, hence numerous live broadcasts offering personalized training on the telly. Some of the personal trainers sometimes forget themselves and get caught open in the cam in a weird position. A photo of a personal trainer, Roxana, made several rounds online after she showcased some inappropriate content to the viewers at home holding the plank position. Probably she didn't notice, but the guys online won't forget. She's also been spotted with some tight-fitting clothes when forecasting the weather. Maybe this is her way to get more views online. Before we move on, I've got a little challenge for you that'll take 5 seconds to complete. So here's the deal. You just leave a like on this video, smash that subscribe button, and hit the notification bell, and you will get 25 years of amazing luck. Try it. It really works. And number 1, Fox News hacked. Fox News is a well-known TV station which we've probably spent some amount of time watching. An unfortunate turn of events faced one of their live newscasts when an anonymous hacker group took over the station. They weren't there physically, but managed to hack into their feed with some sophisticated algorithms. Besides sending threats, they claim that they knew some deep state secrets which they'll use against their government. Up to date, nobody has been held responsible for the incident, though rumors online claim the culprit is up behind bars. But this summarizes our top 10 live broadcasts that shocked the world. Let us know which of these broadcasts you thought were the most awkward live broadcast interruption, and feel free to hit the like and subscribe buttons down below. As always, thank you all so very much for watching.